Mr. Babatunde Faleke, you have the floor. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much, and I really want to commend the group for the job well done and for what we were able to achieve. And honestly, I have my slide and I've shared it with you, but I will only read out the outline and dwell on three main issues here. The number one is of the outline is that I look at the Intra-Africa trade as a whole. I look at objective of Intra-Africa. Then I look at membership of Africa. I look at challenges of Intra-Africa trade, SME survival under Intra-Africa, Nigerian participation at Africa after, the impact on Intra-African trade on ECOWAS. Honestly, for the purpose of academics, this is okay. But I want to be practical, like my brother, my senior colleague, and a very expert promoter, Mr. Boyd, have said. We want to look at the solution. We look at the challenges we are facing. Then how do we turn those challenges to opportunities? Because they are really opportunities, they are challenges, but it can be surmountable. Let me first look at the objective. If going by the objective of the AFTA, is so rich. One is to attract investment, is also to boost trade, provide better jobs, reduce poverty, and increase shared prosperity in Africa. And it's also, by the time we take among 55 AU, all of us together, you look at this objective, they are so big and very interesting. But the truth is that well conceived, good one, very dynamic, achievable, but on a slow motion. Going by the objective, there is nothing as good as it. Like I said, it's well conceived on a good platform, because if this happens, it means 55 AU members will be training together. It means a lot of things will happen. It means there will be a lot of things happening together, training among ourselves. Easy movement is expected, but then that leads me to challenges. Inter-Africa trade challenges. One, and I would not say so much about it. I only want to look at one aspect: infrastructural deficiency. We have had infrastructure. We have linking up the countries within the African continent. It is sorely lacking, and it's a barrier to importers and exporters looking to trade with neighboring countries. And I will dwell on this. Let me mention logistics for the first time, as the first point. When we look at logistics, fine. You want to move goods from Nigeria to Gambia. Looking at practical experience, what we're experiencing now. I understand from information that going by sea, it takes 3 months. Wow. If you want to move 40-foot container in 3 months to a neighboring country, when will it get there? Is it that the African cannot come together and float a shipping company? Then when we look at these trade policies, what about the logistics? We're not looking at that, looking at I'm just talking of logistics of transporting goods alone now. It's terrible. It's challenging. By here, I live from Nigeria now, only two airlines operates Banjul. We have Air Peace that does not go every day. It goes Monday and Fridays. We have Askai that also not go every day, but maybe three days in a week. Now, you want to move your goods. For example, we want to move we want to move 100 kg for 40 companies. It's been difficult. It took us 2 weeks to move it by air. It took us 2 weeks. Then when we are looking at it, then moving, that's number one. Number two, the cost is so expensive that I don't know how many MSME will be able to engage in this journey like this with all these associated costs.
and could survive and could break even in terms of trade. That is logistic, just logistic alone. We can count it. We want to go to Togo. Togo is closer than Banjul. Last year, it was a hell of things to move goods from Nigeria to Togo. Then the question is, what's happening? I've spoken about the sea. Going by sea, it takes 3 months. Going by here, there are issues of cost of packaging is so overwhelming. Timing is unpredictable. We experienced something. We were to put fragile, just to label a product fragile. We were told we had to pay $100. Wow. Fragile that is free, but here lie. Then we look at it, how will somebody survive? So then again, when you come by road, I understand take about 3 weeks maximum. Why is it 3 weeks? On a good day, I understand from Nigeria to Banjul, it's just about 6 days maximum because of checkpoint, whatever, by car. But by lorry, by truck, it takes 3 weeks. Why? Because every point you must stop and check. You must stop and do documentation. Then we are talking about inter-African trade, and we have so much to achieve. Then if this inherent barrier, if this trade barrier is there, then how do we achieve that? Is it possible? Whereas when you want to move something from here to US, maybe 21 days, some could be less. And then we are talking about Africa that we are close, that even, I mean, you look at flying to Banjul in the recess of it, it takes just 5 hours. But you look at to move goods, it's now taking weeks. Then that is logistics. Then about cost. What about money? What about payment? Payment for goods is also there. These are challenges. What about our relationship? Within ourselves, we see experience of hostility. And we say free movement, free goods, free movement of persons, free movement of goods. Is it really free? Is it really free? So we're looking at this, and it's so challenging, and we're looking at it. But before going further, I look at manufacturing capabilities. Far back in Nigeria, yes, we know our problems. We know that there are so much infrastructural challenge in Nigeria, from energy to cost of funds to even cost of money, to even technicalities, logistic wise, that is based in Nigeria alone. So when the cost of production is already high in the host country, what is it going to cost to move it to other? By the time you had all these costs, it's a problem, real problem on manufacturing. When we look at informal sector, where informal sector is difficult to control or suppress. For instance, Nigeria partially closed its land border in 2019 due to local rice production being undercut by cheaper imports. Then access to funds is also a problem. Rules of origin, is a lot of challenges. A non-African country can come and they are seeing opportunity. They will come here and they can put things like we experience in Gambia now. Most of the people that invest in Gambia are non-Africans. So what happened? How did we get to that level? We see that, and even the Africans there, the Nigerians, I say they can't compete because the kind of fund these guys bring, the kind of advantage they have in terms of cheap funds is so much that they can't compete. We've had case of somebody who brought goods in mass and chose to flood the market and, distort the prices, that those who are small SMEs could not survive. They had to, wait a little longer before they could sell their goods. These are challenges that I see that we need to address, but it's also an opportunity. Then the issue that SME survival under intra-African trade. Well, when we look at SMEs, we know very well that 90% of businesses and employees, 90% of business are in SME group, and they employ about 60% of workers. So for them to take advantage of the intra-African trade, there must be free movement. It is easily said, but is it what is it? No. When you look at cost, how many of the SME can do this? The financing, we've talked about it. Technology, where internet is failing. Back home now, we have problem of payment because of internet challenges. You see us paying within Nigeria, debited but not paid. Reversal is becoming impossible. A lot of things back home now. So talk less of Intra-African now. Whereas some people have gotten it right, yes, I can talk of Kenya. Kenya, you don't need to carry cash. They've perfected their payment system in such a way that with a touch of button, you can make payment. Even taxi drivers don't carry cash. It's so bad, but I mean, we are not on the same level. SMEs can use the internet to access buyers. What about e-commerce platform? Is it well developed? No. So these are how can SME survive? So SME cannot survive without government intervention, without government support, without deliberate support from government. And again, we have so many polarization under SMEs. The SMEs are also not working together. So for SME to survive under Intra-Africa, there is need for us to cooperate. There is need for us to leverage on government opportunities. There is need for us for cohesion and working together, and for us to use all platforms that are needed, like this platform, to advocate for MSMEs. Then I will skip this Nigeria Participation Africa trade. Then I'll look at what can we do. When we look at ECOWAS, ETLS versus after, we see that what will happen to ETLS with the commencement of Africa, ECOWAS and all other regional are building blocks for the after. ETLS has achieved 100% liberalization as against the after. ETLS will continue to operate side by side until it later achieves full liberation. There are better market opportunities for exporters from member states within ECOWAS market. All these are there, but let me say this: that when we talk about all these challenges, let me say, for example, the issue of transport. It's unfortunate that most of MSME look at product only. People are not looking at services. When I mean services, in terms of logistics, can we also look at people coming together to float shipping line? That's what I mean. So that Nigerian goods can be moved. Or can we also promote a kind of venture that will make haulage important? I'm aware we have investment in export trade that is supposed to be a kind of vehicle to promote Nigerian goods across the globe, especially across Africa. If export trade can be up and doing, engage the SMEs, be an aggregator, be an off-taker of some of these goods, this will be helpful. So we should be looking at what solution can we do, can we provide, or can we provide to address some of these challenges. The logistics. Can we have more people playing in the logistics? Can we have people that interconnect the countries across the border in terms of advocating, in terms of making advocacy, in terms of free movement of goods and services? Because it is easy said that the goods are free in movement, but the truth is that it's not free. From the experience we have, if not for the friendliness of Gambia, the goods that was in their custom bonded warehouse could have stayed there forever because of one thing or the other. I don't know why one would want to go to trade fair and somebody insisting on waiver. I think it should be given that, look, you are coming for exhibition. And when you come for exhibition, there are simple rules that governs it. But you see, we've been to Côte d'Ivoire at the time, and again, we see our goods lying down there. The fair have started. Nobody was willing to even clear for us until we pay a certain amount of money. So can there be somebody that advocates? Can we have a group of SMEs that do advocacy for free movement, that work on the tenets of inter-African trade coming together? Is it possible? And apart from that, can we have a kind of collaboration, a kind of an offshoot of this engagement, like we are trying to do in Gambia now, where a company called African Connect, consist of diaspora working to see how they can connect Nigerian businessmen and Gambian businessmen. So we should go beyond this talking again, but providing solution and making sure that people embrace this solution. Why can we not come people that come do transportation and they focus on moving Nigerian goods? Is it possible that we do export trade as right in Gambia? Is it possible that we come together and have a kind of off-taker in some of these countries? But again, having that is not enough. What about the logistics, the technicalities, everything, all the barriers that are surrounded? But it can be broken down if we can do advocacy, a lot of advocacy. And again, is it possible that we get more airline to fly within the same country? In America, you can see how you can fly from one country to another country at very cheap. At $50, $100, you see people, you see a trip of 5 hours costing you less. But you see a trip of 1 hour here costing so much. To go to Ghana would be about 400,000 naira, which is less than 1 hour trip from Lagos. You see all this, and when we look at this, can it really work? But I think we need to talk about a lot of these challenges more and more and see how we cover. And like I said, the challenges could also be a solution, could be a business opportunity. Like I mentioned earlier now, that where people in the transport sector, can they come together? Can we show them these challenges that, guys in the transport sector, can we look at how goods, and can we have a clearing center in Nigeria that will aggregate those goods, maybe 20-foot container products of every SMEs, maybe about 100 SMEs, like NEPC did, 40 companies, can they supply like 100 kg or 200 kg of each good and fill up a 20-foot container and move it? All this we are looking at. And what about tariff? Sometimes when under ETLS, we have cases of countries not honoring the ETLS, that no, ETLS, you are not supposed to pay duty, but people still collect duty. Rather, they will reduce it, but they still collect, they insist. So it's against the ECOWAS protocol. All these are challenges, and I think these are areas we really need to look at properly. And I want to say that this is very important, and we need a lot of advocacy, because African country, we are 55 altogether. But can the 55 work together and speak one language in terms of trade language? I'm not talking about speaking the same language, but talking the same way. That when we talk about trade, we should really mean trade. 55 AU members, 44 have signed. But when we look at this, where are we on it? We are still very, 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 very far in terms of trade. Trade is still very challenging. I think I would like to just stop here, because I want to take some questions and also do some exegete further on other things that may arise from this discussion. Thank you very much.